Before you hear a single Christmas bell, before you picture lights, gifts, or joy, ask yourself one question. What if celebrating happiness itself could cost you your life? What if a song, a candle, or even a quiet prayer was enough to make you disappear forever? In most parts of the world, Christmas arrives with warmth, music, and hope. Cities glow with lights, families gather around decorated trees, and faith is expressed openly without fear. Children fall asleep dreaming of gifts, and streets echo with familiar carols. Christmas is a moment where the world feels softer, kinder, and more human. But in one country on earth, the very idea of Christmas is treated as a crime. In North Korea, lighting a small candle can lead to arrest. Singing a Christmas song can invite suspicion. Whispering the words, "Merry Christmas," can destroy not just one life, but an entire family. Neighbors watch neighbors. Silence becomes survival. Joy becomes dangerous. This is not a scene from a dystopian film or a dark novel about the future. This is happening right now, in the modern world. And this story is not simply about a banned holiday. It is about fear so deep that even joy must hide. About control so absolute that belief itself becomes dangerous. And about a system where happiness exists only with government permission. North Korea is one of the most isolated and tightly controlled countries on earth. The state's power does not end with borders, weapons, or laws. It reaches into the daily lives of ordinary people, shaping how they speak, what they watch, what they read, and even what they are allowed to think. From a very young age, citizens are taught loyalty, not just to the country, but to its leadership. The idea of personal belief, independent thought, or spiritual freedom has no place in this system. Religion, especially Christianity, is viewed as a serious threat, not because of violence or rebellion, but because faith connects people to something greater than the state. Christmas, as one of the most visible Christian celebrations, becomes a powerful symbol, one that directly challenges the authority of the regime. For the North Korean government, this is unacceptable. What makes this even more tragic is the history many people do not know. Christianity was once deeply rooted in the Korean peninsula. In the early 20th century, Pyongyang was known as the Jerusalem of the East. Churches were active, Christian schools existed, and missionaries played a major role in education and healthcare. Christmas was openly celebrated, and faith was a natural part of life for many families. But history took a sharp turn after World War II. In 1948, North Korea officially became a communist state. The new leadership adopted an ideology that viewed religion as dangerous, outdated, and disloyal. Faith, they believed, divided people's loyalty. And in a system that demanded absolute devotion, divided loyalty could not be allowed. Gradually, churches were shut down, religious leaders disappeared, and public expressions of faith were erased. At the center of North Korea's system is an ideology called Juche, often described as self-reliance. In reality, Juche is not just a political idea, it is a belief system. It places the state, and more importantly the leader, above everything else. The Kim family, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un, are portrayed not as ordinary human leaders, but as heroic, almost sacred figures. From childhood, North Koreans are taught stories of the Kim family that resemble legends more than history. Textbooks describe miraculous events surrounding their births. Portraits of the leaders hang in every home, every school, and every workplace. Citizens are expected to bow before these images, clean them regularly, and show constant gratitude. In this environment, belief in God is not just discouraged, it is seen as direct competition. This is why Christmas is forbidden. There are no public decorations, no Christmas trees, no lights, no music, no church services. Even private celebration is extremely dangerous. Being suspected of Christianity can lead to arrest, interrogation, and severe punishment. Many who are accused disappear without explanation. One of the most feared consequences is being sent to a labor camp. These camps are harsh beyond imagination. Prisoners are forced to work long hours under brutal conditions, often with little food and medical care. Survival itself becomes uncertain. What makes the system even more terrifying is the policy of collective punishment. If one person is accused of a crime, their entire family can be punished along with them. Parents, children, and even grandparents can suffer for the faith of a single individual. Owning a Bible alone can destroy generations. A hidden book, discovered by the authorities, can lead to imprisonment, torture, or death, not just for the owner, but for everyone connected to them. This fear forces people to hide not only their faith, but their true selves. There is another chilling detail that reveals how deeply the state controls meaning itself. December 25th, known around the world as Christmas Day, is not recognized in North Korea as a religious holiday. Instead, it is promoted as the birthday of Kim Jong-suk, the mother of Kim Jong-il. State propaganda fills the space where Christmas would normally exist. Speeches, events, and official messaging redirect attention away from Jesus, Christ, and toward the ruling family. This is not accidental. It is intentional replacement. A day associated with peace, love, and the birth of Christ is transformed into a tool of political loyalty. In doing so, the state does not merely ban Christmas, it rewrites reality. So what happens to Christians who still exist inside North Korea? The answer is silence. Their faith survives quietly, hidden deep within their hearts. They do not sing hymns. They do not gather openly. They do not celebrate publicly. Prayer becomes something internal, wordless and constant. For them, Christmas is not a joyful event. It is a dangerous memory. Some Christians risk everything to secretly obtain a Bible, often smuggled through the Chinese border. These books are hidden carefully, sometimes buried underground or concealed behind walls. On Christmas night, a few may sit together in total darkness, behind locked doors, speaking only in whispers. A single candle might be lit, if they dare. That candle is dangerous, but it represents something powerful. Hope. Hope is exactly what the regime fears most. North Korea does not only control behavior, it controls emotion. Joy that does not come from the state is suspicious. Faith that does not honor the leadership is unacceptable. Anything that gives people an identity beyond the system is treated as a threat. This control extends far beyond religion. Foreign movies, music, fashion, and even hairstyles are regulated. Access to outside information is heavily restricted. The goal is isolation, not just from the world, but from alternative ways of thinking. Christmas, with its universal message of love, forgiveness, sacrifice, and peace, stands in direct opposition to fear-based rule. For dictatorships, hope is more dangerous than weapons, because hope reminds people that another life is possible. While much of the world associates Christmas with warmth, generosity, and family, in North Korea the season brings increased surveillance. Authorities become more alert. Neighborhood monitoring intensifies. Citizens watch one another closely, knowing that suspicion alone can ruin lives. A careless word, a foreign song, or a hidden object can become evidence. Over time, this constant fear reshapes people. Many learn to suppress not only their beliefs, but their emotions. Smiles become cautious. Trust becomes rare. Happiness itself feels unsafe. When joy must be hidden, silence becomes survival. And this is perhaps the deepest truth of all. When a country bans Christmas, it is not truly banning a holiday. It is banning freedom. It is banning choice. It is banning faith, expression, and the right to experience joy without fear. The story of Christmas in North Korea is a reminder that the things many people take for granted, celebrating with family, expressing belief, choosing what to value, are powerful freedoms. Freedoms that millions around the world do not have. So when you see Christmas lights shining in the darkness, or hear a familiar carol playing softly in the background, pause for a moment. Think of the people in North Korea who cannot celebrate openly, who cannot speak freely, and who cannot believe without fear. For them, Christmas is not a public holiday. It is a quiet dream. And sometimes that dream, the simple hope of freedom, faith, and joy, is the greatest gift of all.